Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I have for you a makeup tutorial. I'm having one of these again, but you guys really seem to enjoy the last one, so I thought I would do another spring look for you. This one's good for like spring or summer. With loads of festivals happening, I thought I would do a bit of a sunset coral look, something really fun, a bit more vibrant than what I usually go for, and it's got all like very soft pinks and corals. I've really loved doing this look, so I hope you enjoy the tutorial. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. But before that, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you already haven't. I upload twice a week and I would love to have you back on the channel. We're going to start everything off with the Brightening Youth Glow Primer, which I am loving lately. I think it's such a great one as well for like the summer months or like spring, because it just gives you a really beautiful kind of glow, but at the same time I'm oily and it doesn't sort of make me look too greasy. And it just gives you a really nice kind of even tone, closes your pores, so I really love this one. So I'm just gonna, and it's really hydrating as well. A lot of primers feel really silicone-y and I really don't like that feeling. This one just feels like a really light moisturizer. It doesn't kind of feel very much like a primer. Okay, for foundation, I'm going to go in with my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Foundation, and I use the color 280. And this one's like a perfect color match for me. It is quite a matte foundation, but it still looks pretty natural. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix in a little bit of the MAC Strobe Cream, which is like a highlighting sort of cream. It's not really like a full-on highlighter, it just kind of adds a bit of a glow. It's quite hydrating. So I'm going to mix in a little bit of this so that it kind of gives it a bit more of a glow and it doesn't look so matte. But this is a great, very long-lasting foundation. So I'm just going to dot this all over my face. And then I'm going to go in with my Zoeva Buffer Brush and just kind of spread this out. And I want a very thin layer of coverage all over my face, just to kind of even out my skin tone a little bit. I'm going to take it down my neck as well. And I love this foundation because it has a little bit of more of a peachy undertone. And this kind of counteracts my yellowness and kind of my skin that's a little bit sallow. As you can see, instantly the color just looks so much better, so much healthier. But with this brush, you don't get too much coverage, which I like, because if I'm going to use it all over my face, then I can just go in with coverage where I really need it with my concealer. I'm just going to dab a little bit more in the areas where I need a little extra coverage, and I'm just kind of stippling this in. Okay, I'm now going to go in and color correct a little bit using the Touche Eclat. And this is great for counteracting that kind of darkness underneath my eyes. I'm also going to take it into this area because I have quite a lot of darkness there. I'm then going to go in with my Tarte Shape Tape just to correct the under eye darkness. I'm just going to dot it along here, a little bit down the bridge of my nose, sides, around my lip area, and wherever I have like any blemishes. And I'm just going to dab this in with fingers, because actually this is the best way to get more coverage. Like if you go in with a damp beauty blender, sometimes you can actually reduce the coverage. So underneath my eyes, I like to go in with fingers. I'm not going to go in with a damp beauty blender just to blend out the bits that kind of didn't blend out so well with my fingers. Okay, now that it's all nice and blended, I've kind of highlighted with my concealer as well. I'm going to go in with my Hollywood Contour Wand. And this is a great, actually, oh, I forgot to blend in a little bit there. This is a really nice contour wand because it's very nice and subtle. So it's great for summer when you want like lighter coverage. I'm just going to go in, usual spots. You guys know the drill by now. And then I'm going to go in with the Hollywood contour brush to blend out. Now to set everything in place, I'm going to go in with my Becca powder. I think it's called the Under Eye Brightening Powder. And I'm just going to dab this, as usual, on the areas where I've highlighted, especially underneath my eyes, because this is going to make the makeup last all day long. And that's great, especially, you know, when the weather's a bit warmer. This is going to stop your concealer from budging and just smudging all over the place, which, you know, when it's really hot, the makeup can just tend to melt. Now I'm going to take a clean brush and just dust off the excess. Now with whatever's left on my brush, I'm just going to pat this around the rest of my face just to set the makeup really lightly, so that I can then go in with contour, etc., and it doesn't sort of like smudge and separate and stuff. Okay, for eyes, I'm going to start off with this Chanel Undertone Cream Shadow as my base. And I like this one because it's a very like neutral color, as you can see. And also it just kind of, so it neutralizes my color. It makes my eyeshadow super long lasting because this doesn't crease at all. And it also gives it like a really nice hint of shimmer, which for these kind of more summery looks, I really like. It's also great if you just want to use it on its own and you just want a little something on your eyes when you're doing like a really, really quick makeup look. I'm also going to take this underneath my lower lash line just to kind of add a base. I'm then going to go in with my sticky notes just because you guys know I love these just to act as an eyeshadow barrier. They give you like a really nice, neat, clean edge. And then I'm going to go in with this orangey shade from the Topaz palette I have from Estee Lauder, but you can use kind of any sort of orangey, shimmery shade. I'm just going to take this on my crease and blend it upwards quite a lot so that you can see it when I open my eyes. So you want to keep the maximum intensity on the outer corner and then sort of blend inwards so that you get a little bit less color in the inner part. I'm then going to go in with my NARS Orgasm Blush, and I'm going to use this actually as a eyeshadow. So I'm just going to dip my fluffy brush and I'm going to take this again along the crease line just to make this color a little bit more pinky. But I'm going to try and concentrate this a little bit further down to give that sort of sunset effect. And as you can see, this blush works really well as an eyeshadow because it does have a huge amount of color payoff. I'm then going to take this by Terry Sun Designer palette and I'm going to take this pink shade, the two pink shades, and I'm going to mix them in together. And again, I'm going to take this onto my crease, but again, just a little further down, more onto like my lid than my crease. And I'm concentrating everything on the outer corner. And then I'm going to take this sort of golden shade here and I'm going to use that on my lid. I'm then going to take this Urban Decay eyeshadow in Half Baked. And I'm going to take quite a small brush because I want it to be quite precise. And I'm just going to apply this onto the inner corner of my eye and also a little pop on the center of my lid. And then I'm just going to take this fluffy brush again and just blend it out so that it doesn't look kind of patchy. I'm then going to take this Dolce Vita palette from Charlotte Tilbury and taking this sort of reddish shade which has a bit of like shimmer in it. I'm going to use this to kind of define my crease a little bit because everything just looks a little bit too light right now. So this is just going to add a little touch of definition. I'm just very lightly taking this into the socket of my eye. And also onto the outer V. And then as a highlighter, I'm going to use this pinky shade in the same palette. And I'm just going to pop this underneath my brow bone. Then using this fluffy brush, I'm just going to blend this out. Okay, now I'm going to take my sticky notes off, and I'm just going to use this brush to sort of blend out the edge. I'm then going to take this pencil brush, and I'm just going to pop a little bit of this reddish eyeshadow just on my lower lash line. And to blend it out, I'm going to go in back with Orgasm, just because I want to soften it a little bit. And to add a little bit more pinkiness, I'm going to go in back with this by Terry shade with my pencil brush and just pop it on my lower lash line again. Okay, before I finish my eyes, I'm actually going to go in with lips because I think it's nice to find the balance of how much more you need on the eyes once I see how the lips look on this look. For my lips, I'm going to go in with this Sabre lip liner. And then I'm going to go in with this coral lipstick, and this is the 404 from the YSL lip lacquer collection. So they're like a liquid lipstick, but they're glossy, they're not matte. And you can definitely build up the coverage, so I'm going to go in with one more coat of this. And to add a bit more gloss, I'm going to go in with this Guerlain lip gloss, the Gloss Stem Fair, which is like quite pinky. And I'm just going to add this over the top. Moving back onto eyes now, I'm going to go in with a little bit of gel liner. I'm using my Estee Lauder one. As you can see, it's quite an Estee Lauder heavy look, but I'm just going to line my upper lash line. And then I'm going to go in with my liquid liner from Maybelline just to intensify this line a little bit. Now I'm going to line my lower lash line using this brown pencil from Charlotte Tilbury, just because I feel like the look is so light that my eyes are just getting a bit lost. And then I'm going to go in with my eyelash curler and curl my eyelashes a little bit. Mascara, I'm going to go in with my favourite Better Than Sex mascara, and then I'm going to add some falsies, so I'm not going to bother too much with the mascara. Okay, for brows, I'm going to go in with my Charlotte Tilbury Supermodel, and I want a very light kind of simple brow. I don't want anything too dramatic, so I'm just going to kind of follow the natural shape of my brows and just kind of fill in any sparse areas. And I'm going to brush them through with the spoolie on the back. And then to set them in place and add a little bit more thickness, I'm going to add the Fibre Brow Gel by Tom Ford. Just sort of going to wipe around the edges with my beauty blender just to make sure they look nice and neat. Okay, now to finish the rest of my makeup, I'm going to go in with my bronzer, and I'm going to use the Dusk in this Deck of Scarlet palette. I'm just going to dip that in and just dust it over the areas where I want to add a little bit of warmth on my face. And then to contour, I'm going to go in with my usual, the Rodial contour powder. I'm just going to use this on any areas where I have to set the contour I use by Charlotte Tilbury. And then taking a fluffy eyeshadow brush, I'm just going to dip it into the Rodial powder as well and just contour my nose a little bit. Okay, for blush, I'm going to go in with my NARS Orgasm just so that it ties nicely in with my eyes. And I'm just going to take this Charlotte Tilbury brush. And then to finish everything off, I'm going to go in with my Becca highlighting powder and Champagne Pop. And I'm just going to dust this over the top of my cheekbones, to my brow bone, on the bridge of my nose, cupid's bow and chin, and above my brows. Okay guys, and that's the final look. I'm going to go add some falsies, put my hair down, and I'll show you the final result. Okay guys, well this is the final look. The falsies were definitely needed, I think, because the eye was very light. For me, because I have darker eyes, I feel it makes them look a little bit dull if I don't kind of emphasize like the border around them. But if you have lighter eyes, then definitely go ahead and just add a bit of mascara, and you don't need the liner, you don't need the lashes, you don't need anything. But yeah, I'm really loving this look. It's something quite different for me because I don't usually go for these kind of pinky shades, but I think it's something really fun for spring. Do let me know if you try it out, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!